Man City move to within inches of the WSL title. Oh, and that's a mistake right from the off. My goodness me, Fujino. Well. Minami at the back for Brighton, just gifting the ball to Bunny Shaw, and it almost happened too quickly, really, didn't it, Jenna?
Absolutely. I mean, it's come out of absolutely nothing, just not switched on early enough. And here you see it's a weak, really too relaxed back pass, put a goalkeeper under all sorts of pressure. And Dozy does enough, but you can't afford to not switch on from the off, because Man City have nearly punished them within a minute.
Watching it again, it was actually a great bit of goalkeeping, wasn't it, from Nadozi at the back for Brighton, just taking the ball off Bunny Shaw, who must have thought she was going to score within the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, one thing's for sure, when you're playing up against the top teams, you can't afford to gift them anything, and Minami nearly guilty of that, but as you say, and Dozy had to be switched on from the off, and she was.
Minami has now had another couple of touches of the ball. Gives it away again, though. The Japanese international at the back just needs to settle down. So Brighton get away with an early scare. Venegas down here. Back in at left back. Manchester City win the ball back again. Fujino gives it straight back. Senkovic tries the back heel. It's all quick and a bit hectic in there at the moment. Fujino now takes it down. Kasparai coming up in support. It's a great ball in from Kasparai, but Nadozi alive to it.
Good for Mandozi there, just coming out, taking charge of that six-yard area. I think her team need that even in these early stages. It's been quite chaotic. Again, City press is causing problems.
Yeah, Bunny Shaw nearly catching the Brighton goalkeeper in possession again, so it's been a very nervy start from the home side.
I think one thing for sure is Brighton, maybe over the course of this season and last season, they are adamant in playing out in the back, even in those moments when they are under pressure. But it's in these moments you kind of want someone on the pitch to recognise that, take the pressure off a little bit, because they haven't started too well. Need to try and get the ball in the opposite half, get some touches in and start taking a bit of control of the game.
Brighton with the ball in their own half is Minami. Senkovic was making a run, but it doesn't get that far. Notice that Olis Lagers has been pushed a bit further up for Brighton, playing left winger rather than left fullback. Kanak across to Rose. I think Kilda Brown comes short. Good ball taken well by Fujino. Kasparai on the move again. Here comes the right-footed cross from Kasparai towards Shaw. There was a crucial header in there from a Brighton defender. Shot might still come in from Hasegawa or Greenwood. Well, City on the front foot, wasting no time at all in dominating this match.
Yeah, great play initially from Fujino. Picks up the ball in the space. Teammate Kasparai with the overlapping run, and it was Minami there with a really important header. Bunny Shaw had made the leap at the near post, but Minami there has made up for that early mistake, and that clearance was vital.
Caroline coming in place of Miedemar and wanting to slot in straight away. Fujino, Shaw's there, miscontrols. Given straight back to Caroline, ding finish! Chipped over Nadozi. What an opening 4 minutes we've seen from the champions-elect. And it's Caroline who puts the ball in the back of the net. And Brighton are rocking. Man City take a very early lead. And it's Brighton 0, Man City 1.
They've been teasing it, Man City. Caroline there, just arriving at the right time. Brighton playing out from the back of them. This time, Caroline dispossessing. Fujino with the ball into Bunny Shaw, who can't control it, and then the clearance from the defender straight into the path of Caroline. There's no pressure on her at all. Gets her head up, fires it into the back of the net. Here you see the clearance straight into the path, one touch, bang into the back of the net. But I think Brighton have been their own worst enemies in this opening 4 minutes.
Carolyn's 9th goal of the WSL season. And you do worry for Brighton if they're going to knock it about at the back like that. As Jenna said, it's their style. Oh, what a whirlwind start for everyone, really. It has been quite chaotic, hasn't it?
It has, and off the back of an international break, it looks like Man City have picked up absolutely where they left off, and Brighton are really struggling to get a hold of this and switch on.
The other worrying thing for Brighton, Jenna, would be that it's not that the Man City moves have been perfect yet either. You know, even the goal was a miscontrol in the centre from Shaw, and it just happened to fall. The second ball Brighton didn't deal with.
Yeah, I think far too flat-footed in that box, and need to be a lot more proactive rather than reactive.
Here come Brighton at the other end, though. Haley on the left-hand side of the area, clips it in, but Greenwood is there. And Hemp back in a defensive position, but does really, really well. Went past Charlie's rule there. Bunny Shaw takes it in her stride, off the post. Can Fujino get a foot in on it? Minami does well against her Japanese compatriot. Well, Man City absolutely all over Brighton at the moment.
It's Hemp this time, just powering down that left-hand side. Great first touch for Bunny Shaw off the chest, and she's only got one thought in her mind, pure instinct there to take the shot on early, comes flying off the post, smashed off the post. There you see the excellent first touch, and Minami there manages to clear it eventually, but this is relentless from Manchester City.
On the attack again, Brighton have got virtually everybody back, almost inside their own area, so inside their own half. Blinkilde-Brown knocks it across to the back post. Hemp should keep this in. Just star players everywhere you look in this Man City lineup. Hemp cross towards the penalty spot, and Dozy does well. And Haley needs to hold this ball up, which she does very, very well indeed. Slagers slows things down, and Brighton just need a spell of possession.
Yeah, that's better from Brighton. Haley there, 4 Man City players around her, does so well to turn Finola Slagers, who doesn't panic in possession. She's just slowing down the play, waiting for her teammates, not forcing any passes, and here Brighton are enjoying a bit of possession. Good
ball from Simons. Kirby knocks it down, gets the ball back again. Finds Seike. Into Kirby, deflection. Good save in the end. Really good reactions from Yamashita with the bleached blonde hair. So that will lift Brighton. Seike and Kirby combining well.
Yeah, really, really good play. First time Brighton have really strung some passes together. Inch-perfect pass from Kirby to find Seike, who returns the favour to Kirby, and that is pure instinct there from Yamashita. It's a reaction save. The ball's going in one direction. She does enough. Big, big save.
Good game. Really entertaining watch so far, for the neutral especially. Greenwood with the throw-in on that far side of this Broadfield Stadium. Holds just over 5,500. Ball forward this time from City, dealt with by Minami. Awkward ball from Minami towards Venegas. Slagers again tidies up. We talk about Man City needing 5 points. Realistically, that might only be 4 because of them having such a strong goal difference, but ultimately 2 wins is what they're going to be going for. Look at this again from Lauren Hemp.
Yeah, great strength, and then you see the pace to get around the defender. Great ball into Bunny Shaw, and there she's only got one thought on her mind. She takes it first time, crashing off the post. She's been a real force to be reckoned with, Bunny Shaw, this season, and I think it's safe to say the Brighton backline are going to have their hands full this afternoon. They're going to have to try and do what many teams haven't been able to, and that's to to control Bunny Shaw, but I think the thing about this Man City team is if you get Bunny Shaw under control, there's so many more threats across the pitch, in Hemp, in Caroline and Fagino.
Not forward by Caroline. It comes to Fagino. There's Kasparai making the familiar underlap run this time from Kasparai. The ball goes out for a throw-in.
Kasparai again plays across that back line, but she's been an absolute standout for me this season. Those darting runs forward, deliveries into the box, on the score sheets as well. She's just got hunger to get forward. Defensively, she's excellent.
Linkilda Brown. Again, Brighton giving the ball away in a really dangerous area. They've done it once more here. Fagino. Kasparai, who was really signed to replace Lucy Bronze back in 2022. She's absolutely done that. Greenwood to Hemp, slight miscontrol from the England international. Back it comes to Yamashita. So Brighton did create that opening with Kirby and the good reaction save from Yamashita, but other than that, City completely in control.
I think Brighton would have planned for those moments, those counter-attacking moments, and obviously Hayley playing higher up, and she's that target player that can hold the play up and bring other teammates in, which we saw in that move, and then it's about, can they make those chances count?
Kasparai felt she was fouled off the ball. I think the referee played the advantage with Fagino in possession. Sankovic having to get back and do some defensive work, and she does it well.
Fagino's looking up for it this afternoon, isn't she? She's everywhere, pulling the strings, linking up with players, give and goes, covering every blade of grass in that attacking third so far.
That's for Dario Vidicic to be thinking about in these opening 12 minutes. Born in Croatia, Vidicic, but moved to Australia when he was just a baby. 23 caps for the Australian men's side. Kanak into Caroline, across to Greenwood, who has been playing left back for the last few matches rather than in the centre. Here comes Lauren Hemp again. Low ball across the 6-yard box, and Edozie does well, not just to get down to the ball, but to hang on to it as well. Yeah,
really well. Work firstly from Lauren Hemp again in that 1v1 out wide. She's getting the better of the defender every time, and great ball in, and Dozie, as you say, had to come and claim it. The two Man City players queuing up at the back post just for a tap-in.
Connect to Greenwood. Captain's armband as usual for Man City. Heavy touch from Hemp allows Brighton to regain possession. Kirby trying to find Charlize Rule, who almost certainly has pulled Hasegawa back.
Who initially did really well, intercept Lauren Hemp, made it difficult. And then there, I think it's just frustration. She's been on the back end of Lauren Hemp for the opening game, and there you see no complaints. Definite foul, hand around the neck.
Well, the Australian defender, she's had persistent injury problems, a hip and a groin issue that's required surgery. Hasegawa is okay. It won't look very pretty from this angle, round the neck, but I'm not sure it was quite as bad as it looked, really.
Yeah, it doesn't look great, does it? Hasegawa's up, so it's good, and Will now needs just to focus.
Forward it comes to Hemp. That's a lovely headed layoff from Hemp to Greenwood. Karen here with the bright orange boots on. Just under the boot of Lauren Hemp, who's nearly made 200 appearances now in her 8 years with Man City. Twice the England Young Player of the Year, 4 times the PFA Women's Young Player of the Year. Lauren Hemp. Must be a nice feeling for Jeglerts to be watching this superstar side almost almost glide to the WSL title, you feel. They're certainly in control here.
Yeah, I mean, fully deserve it. I think they've been so far the best team, and they're exactly where they deserve to be. Today's a good example of that. I think that the long break in the WSL, they've had to wait for this moment to get back out there and edge closer to the title. But I mean, he can't ask any more of his team this afternoon. Obviously, a tight turnaround off the back of the international break. They would have travelled down yesterday, stayed overnight, and I mean, they've come out of the blocks firing, and you know, they're relentless. They look hungry for it. It's in their hands, and it doesn't look like they're going to let it slip.
Man City now playing it around at the back. That goes long towards Hemp. Both of these teams in the semi-finals of the Women's FA Cup in a fortnight's time. Brighton will be away at Liverpool, Man City away at Chelsea. The final at Wembley, of course. That's on the 31st of May, the Women's FA Cup final. Ball up towards Kerolin, up against Simons, the Brighton skipper. Good strength from Simons. Now, this is where Brighton need to keep their composure. Venegas back in the side today. Heavy touch this time from Simons, which is unlike her. So the pressure not relieved. And Kasparai will come forward for this throw-in. As you say, Kasparai has had another fantastic season. The referee's an offside, or maybe a bit of shirt pulling somewhere, but it's going to be a free kick. Offside indeed it is. Free kick to Brighton, which will relieve the pressure, you would think. But Bunny Shaw must be thinking, there are goals here for me today. There are usually goals wherever she goes. It really is an incredible record that she has. She was joint top scorer in the WSL last season, leading the way by herself this season with 18, as Jenna mentioned. And it's virtually a goal a game throughout her career at both club and international level.
Yeah, I mean, she's so consistent, isn't she? I think over the season she's been consistently top goal scorer for Man City, and I think if you're Bunny Shaw, you're sniffing out that nervousness across the back line in Nanami early on, and you know, you're going to hunt absolutely everything down because you know this Brighton team have mistakes in them.
Here's Blinkilda-Brown on the corner of the area. Kerolin, the goal scorer, to Kanak. Over it goes. But this is the confidence, isn't it? Even the centre-back is happy to have a go. And Vidicic just needs his team to somehow work out how to keep the ball for much longer periods here.
I think it's interesting, we touched on it at the beginning of the show, the desire for Brighton to continue to play out from the back. You've just seen there, Dozy just switch it up a little, and I think that's what they need to do. This Man City team pressed so well. We've seen it again here. This time it's Hemp. It's not on to play around the back. Man City are so good, probably one of the best at their press. So you've got to find a way to play around it and relieve that pressure.
Shaw goes down. I mentioned she's leading the goal scoring charts with 18. She is 6 goals ahead of Kirsty Hansen of Aston Villa with 12. Now Charlie's rule is getting spoken to here, because we saw her challenge earlier on Hasegawa. She's also just fouled Bunny Shaw there, so I think the referee just saying one more of those and you'll be in the book. There wasn't anything particularly malicious about this. She was going for the ball, but just catches Shaw on the hit, which would have been painful. Here's Jade Rose, the Canadian centre-back, in an advanced position. Kerolin, or will it be Hemp? Offside flag is up, spares Hemp's blushes.
Yeah, unselfish play there from Bunny Shaw. Thought she was going to take the shot on herself, she doesn't. Perfect pass into the path of Lauren Hemp, who continues her run. I think defensively you've got to be better there. Yeah, just offside, started the run a little too early.
I wonder actually, Jenna, if Hemp had left that to Kerolin, I don't think the flag would have gone up. But anyway, 1-0 up, it doesn't really matter. So approaching the 20-minute mark already. All is not lost for Brighton. They did fashion that chance for Kirby. And they were on the attack. I was just about to say they are on the attack again. Man City win it back, and Fujino knocks it back to Yamashita, who is pretty bright, all things considered. Bright goalkeeping kit, bright hair. Greenwood looking for Shaw, comes the other side of her marker. Brighton deal with Shaw on that occasion. Here's Manami. You can see the Man City players working so hard off the ball. The press, as Jenna was saying, is just so well drilled. Rose back to Kanak.
Great feet from Hasselwager there. She knows Hayley's on her shoulder. So confident on both feet. For her stature, just strong. Able to keep Hayley at bay.
Yeah, they're all so comfortable on the ball, aren't they? The Man City players, and it really does show. One of the best defensive midfielders in the world, Hasegawa. Rule probably could have let that ball go behind her, but Shaw knocks it through to Hemp, and Rule has to get back. Falls to Fujino. Nice little dummy. Blinkilde-Brown turns inside. Will she shoot? Gives it to Hemp. Maybe a little bit too intricate there from Man City.
Yeah, better defending from Brighton. Bodies behind the ball. Sea of blue and white shirts in front of the striker.
Sankovic across to Rule. Nicked off her by Kerolin, who surges forward. Kerolin has plenty of support, step-overs as well. Must have been thinking about pulling the trigger, Kerolin, there. 26-year-old Brazilian.
It all became very congested in there, didn't it? You could see she was trying to find half the yard with the step-overs, just shifting the ball. Couldn't find it. It's better from Brighton, though, smothering those central areas. May force Man City to start playing in those wide areas, crosses in, which you'd like to think Ndozi could deal with.
Kerolin scored a hat-trick back in February, already on the score sheet here today. Lauren Hemp moving towards the byline. Ndozi versus Shaw, and I think the goalkeeper has come off worse there from a clash between the two players. Shaw, you can see there holding her head, but I think the goalkeeper has taken the force of maybe Shaw's head or elbow. So she will require some treatment.
There's the ball in, Lauren Hemp again. And yeah, Ndozi's done really well initially to come for that, because Shaw was unmarked, up for the header. And then it's just a collision. I think Shaw's also taken the brunt of the fist of Ndozi, but that's what I was talking about earlier. If you force them wide, Ndozi there, she's confident in the air. She will come out and claim those balls in the area. But there, you can't afford to have Bunny Shaw unmarked. Need to have some pressure on her. You know how dangerous she is in those aerial balls.
It was the shoulder, I think, really, wasn't it, of Shaw into the arm or shoulder area of the goalkeeper. I think she'll be okay to continue. Some good news from elsewhere in the WSL this week, wasn't it? That Chelsea announcing that all their home games will be at Stamford Bridge next season. Another bit of progress.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Another step for Chelsea. Obviously, they sell out Kings Meadow, had some great memories, great times with their fans at Kings Meadow, and it feels like the right time then to move home to Stamford Bridge and focus on you know, building that crowd and that fan base at Stamford Bridge. They've got the quality, the team to do it, and now it's about getting the fans in and making Stamford Bridge their fortress. 14
teams in WSL 1 next season as well. So more games. And plenty more entertainment. Dario Vidicic having a word with his players during this break.
Probably a welcome break for Brighton, a chance for Dario to get some instructions into his team. Still 1-0, they're still in it, very much in it. It could have been a lot worse given the start and how this Brighton team started, very nervy with lots of mistakes in them, but at 1-0 they've still got a chance here.
So Ndozi up on her feet, just stretching her right arm. It seemed to be some issue with the elbow, shoulder perhaps. Bunny Shaw, as you can see, okay to continue as well. So it will be the Brighton keeper who gets us underway, Nigerian international. She's been named African Female Goalkeeper of the Year a few years running now, signed from Paris FC several months ago now, and she's established herself as the Brighton #1. It's a lovely day in Sussex, not too hot either, it's perfect day really for football. The pitch looks in good condition as well, the home of Crawley Town men's side. Good bit of play from Seike, getting past Greenwood and winning a throw-in.
Yeah, good battle there. Seike got the better of Greenwood, but Greenwood recovered very well in the end to get herself back in position.
Seike looking to become the first Brighton player to score 4 games in a row for Brighton this season.
Had too much of the ball, not seen too much service. Seike or Frank Kirby, they're the two most probably creative players on this pitch for Brighton. Got to find a way to get them in, play to their strengths.
Kanak leaves the free kick to her goalkeeper. Yamashita, 30 years old now. Man City was the first taste of club football outside of Japan for her. 89 caps for Japan. When you look at the stats for the Japanese players, they all seem to have played, tens of games for their country. It really is quite remarkable.
Yes, and I think as the WSL grows, you'll see more and more Japanese players and players from overseas joining this league as it continues and strives to be the best league in the world. Well,
what Brighton can look at here is that they've now gone around about 22, 23 minutes since that Man City goal. And OK, there have been 1 or 2 chances since then, but it is still only 1-0. You can see, as you'd expect, Man City dominating the possession. But Brighton still very much in this match.
Yeah, I think Brighton have grown into it. Obviously, when you're starting on the back foot like they did, it's hard to get a foothold in the game.
Here comes Seike. Good track back from Greenwood. And I think Greenwood prefers to play in the centre, but she's slotted in at left back as if she's always played there.
Yeah, experienced, versatile player, and she's the type of player that will do a job anywhere you put her on the pitch. Obviously got that left foot, that wand, can also drive up the pitch. She's calm on the ball, like all Man City players are. You mentioned it earlier, they've got to be comfortable on the ball. They're possession-based, and every single player on the bench in the squad is exactly that.
Decent possession this for Brighton. Breaks down on that far side, but it's their throw-in. And there's going to be a booking here. Pick for Carolyn for just needlessly kicking the ball away. So that was a bit silly from the Brazilian midfielder. Minami gets there ahead of Hasegawa. There was a slight miscontrol there from Haley, but she does well in the end to win the free kick.
Showing her strength again. Back to goal there, Jade Rose. Coming in quickly up behind her, but managed to wiggle out again and show that strength and that power that she has to burst away from players.
I'm not sure it's the most petulant kicking the ball away I've ever seen, but by the letter of the law, she was wasting a bit of time and got a yellow card for it.
Yeah, unnecessary booking, I agree.
So Brighton have steadied the ship a little bit, and they're on the attack here with Haley. Kirby does well to knock it down. Haley using her height and strength. But just moments like that will, as you can hear, get the applause from the home crowd and just lift them a bit.
I think the glimpses of Brighton in that final third area, the link-up play's been really, really well. Fran Kirby at the heart of it. Just everything she does is very simple, you know, 1-2 touch, very clean. Great player to watch and really intelligent. So it's just, can they turn those moments into chances?
Another burst of speed from Hemp through to Bunny Shaw. Just drags the effort wide, no real conviction on the shot. But another great charge through the middle from Lauren Hemp to create that.
I think Bunny Shaw there, just caught in two minds. Again, Lauren Hemp just switching that turn of pace. Perfect ball in. And Dosie's come out, just blocked up for that near post angle, and there you see Bunny Shaw, no real power on it. She's trying to get it into that far post.
Yeah, an uncharacteristically sort of tentative finish there from Shaw. Slagers does well to keep the ball in. Venegas here, the Colombian international left-back, signed last summer. She had 4 years in Spanish football. And Haley does well, again, showing that strength and pace. Gives the ball away. She was trying to clip it round the corner to Seike. You can see what she wanted to do. Was frustrated with herself.
Yeah, she's done so well initially. She's dropped back in to try and charge her team forward, and she's brushed off the Man City players, past 3 or 4 of them, and then it's just that final product, that final end ball. But she's looking lively, Haley, every time she's on it.
Look at the space here for Greenwood, though, on the left-hand side. Waiting for her teammates to get into the area, delivers the ball almost like a free kick. Carolyn miscontrols the ball inside the area. Carolyn to Fugino. Clipped ball in, looking for Shaw. It was almost as though time stood still there, and Greenwood was delivering a set piece with that left foot. Carolyn has Kasparai there. They probably want to get the ball back to Kasparai to whip a cross in, but they play it short instead. And clever idea, but not well executed.
Yeah, Brighton just happy there, a bit passive in their defending, allowing Man City time on the ball. Here you see Alex Greenwood actually stops her run, gets her head up, and then picks out a pass. It's far too easy. You kind of want to engage out there, stop the cross from coming in.
Carolyn, part of the Copa America winning Brazilian squad. Brighton go a bit more direct, but Kanak clears up. Straight to Hasegawa, who it seems never ever gives the ball away. Rose down the channel looking for Fugino, and I think even she realised that she was offside. We'll have probably around 15 minutes to go until half-time with the stoppage and the treatment to the Brighton goalkeeper. So Brighton will keep plugging away, trying to find an equaliser. What they can't do is go 2-0 down before half-time, but it's another dreadful pass out from the back.
Simmons there was alert, on hand to clean up, and Dozy this time at fault.
Hemp so lively on that left-hand side again. Overdoes the cross, but she looks dangerous every time she's in possession. Kasparai tries a bit of skill to get past the fullback. So Brighton living dangerously again.
Yeah, there, and Dozy playing the straight pass into Caroline. I don't even think Simons was in a position to be able to receive that ball initially. I don't think it was ever on for that pass to happen. And Dozy, she's done a lot of good this half and is almost the calm in that Brighton team dictating. She just needs to be better in those moments, not put her teammates under unnecessary pressure.
Good challenge there from Simons, but good anticipation from Rose too. who knocks it forward to Shaw. Flag goes up again. I mean, we see it so often now, don't we, in men's and women's football, with teams playing out from the back. And actually, the goalkeeper is so critical to that tactic, that strategy working. If the goalkeeper actually isn't a good passer of the ball, the whole thing falls apart, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think when you speak to most managers, when the GK does make mistakes, they take that blame, that ownership, because that's what they want. That's the style, and that's what they want their goalkeepers to do. But yeah, I think up against the Man City team, when the numbers are against you in those moments, you've got to be better.
Seike's cross does get into the Man City area. Minami over to Caitlin Hayes, who, well, we know her main strength is in the air. She's actually won 95% of her aerial duels in the WSL this season, Caitlin Hayes. Minami goes long this time, looking for Seike over on that right wing. Seike's not maybe seen as much of the ball as we're used to when she's playing in a more central role. Hemp has got Charlize Rule worried, I would say, and that's a lovely ball from Hemp towards Shaw, and it was a bit slow motion there before the assistant raised her flag.
Yes, a couple of times now, Bunny Shaw getting caught offside. Brighton holding their line, trusting that line. It's just for Bunny Shaw just to be better in those moments, because I think for pace she's got the better of any defender in the WSL, so she don't have to worry about that. She'll concentrate on her movement and be aware of the high line from Brighton.
I want to get Sankovic on the ball a bit more as well, I would have thought. Brighton back with Minami out to Venegas. Venegas bundles Fujino away. So she's been at the centre of things as usual, but no goal yet for Bunny Shaw. Here's Kanak to her captain, Greenwood. Man City have brought a healthy away following with them this afternoon. It's the Brighton fans you can hear at the moment with the drum in the background. Rose back to Yamashita. And it's just so calm and measured and patient from City. Blinkilda Brown across to Jade Rose, the Canadian international, was Man City's first signing last summer. Asagawa to Fujino. It's a good platform to build from for Man City, this. Greenwood. Karen was going the wrong way and had to change direction quickly. It's out for a Brighton goal kick.
The creative players for Man City all across that front line are being given the freedom today to be exactly that. Be creative, be fluid in their movements. That rotation of positions. Fullbacks getting higher up the pitch to create overloads in those wide areas as well. I think Man City, they'll be disappointed to only have a scoreline of 1-0 given the way they started the game. Yet to find that clinical edge.
Yeah, the possession and action area stats back it up, but actually Man City, I would say, have not hit top gear this afternoon after that frantic start. This time there's a late flag at the other end, catching Madison Haley offside. Jade Rose, you can see there in the centre, just stepping up. Needed Kasparai to be aware of what was going on as well, and she was. Haley, the American from Dallas, Texas. Her dad, Charles, won 5 Super Bowls in the NFL. Oleslaga's forced across the pitch to Seike. Seike clips the ball in, looking for Haley. Well, Kasparai knew where the ball was. I'm not so sure she knew that Hayley was diving in behind her.
Oh, it was a really teasing ball from Seike there out on the right-hand side. Hayley got on the side of Kasparai. I think Kasparai does just enough there. Just gets her body in front of Hayley. Does enough to see the ball out. A real dangerous ball, and Kasparai there just showing the other side of her game. We've seen a lot of her today in those attacking areas, but there she was alert.
Yeah, Kasparai is just... She's the perfect fullback, isn't she? She's the perfect modern fullback in that she knows how to defend, but we know how lethal she is in an attacking sense as well.
Yeah, and I think this season we've really seen both sides of the game in the defensive sense and going forward. I think the contributions that she has higher up the pitch in the attacking third has been incredible this season. And, you know, in a team full of stars and attacking players and flair, her name is spoken about a lot this season for what she brings to the team offensively as well as defensively.
Here she is, Kasparai, with the red boots on. 25 years old, Dutch international. She actually withdrew from international duty during the recent break, but has been back training this week. Good play from Blinkilde Brown, nipping in there on the press.
So good there, aren't they, Man City, playing in those tight areas where there's not a lot of space.
Well, Yamashita gives it straight to Seike. Will Seike take a shot? She does, but it was going to take something special from there, always rising. But it is still just the 1 goal advantage that Man City have.
Uncharacteristic there from Man City, playing out from the back. Yamashita this time with the loose pass, and Seike, you can see she spotted Yamashita off her line. Never really gets over it, and it's high and wide in the end, but Yamashita not really been involved too much other than that big save early on.
So a few minutes to go until half-time. Quite a strong pass back by Hayes, and Doze staying calm, but the ball given away again. Kasparai just miscontrols it. Venegas, that was a good ball to Kirby. Oh, what a brilliant interception from Greenwood. The ball had actually gone past her almost. Seike was looming behind her.
Frustration from Kirby in that midfield area, but I think Greenwood, that's what she does. She reads the game very, very well. I think with Brighton now, can they sit tight? Can they just close up shop until half-time and get in at 1-0?
Lovely ball from Shaw through to Carolyn. Good save. Carolyn looking for her second, and Man City's second, and Nadozi was alive to it. That's the best chance City have created since their opener, but Carolyn couldn't take advantage.
It's a huge save from Mendoza. I thought I'd use the commentator's curse there. But big save again from Mendoza. Came out early, good starting position, made herself big.
Olislagers back to Minami. Man City will feel they should be more than 1-0 up. Daisy in that vivid orange kit up to Hayley, who takes it down really well. Hayley out to Seike, who has some space. Can Brighton find an equaliser late in this first half? Seike thinking about a shot, goes for a short pass instead, but Man City knew what was coming, and they deal with it, get the ball away, only as far as Minami to Olislagers. Poor cross from Olislagers. And an aimless ball from Hayes. It's a shame for Brighton that that move ends with a whimper. But let's just take another look at the chance for Carolyn. It's amazing, really, how the Man City forwards can change from provider to the player taking the shot on goal.
Yeah, great ball there from Bunny Shaw. She spots the runner, Carolyn, and Minami just tracks Carolyn, forces her slightly wide, and What a save from Andozi. Makes herself really big, gets the initial touch with the foot. Huge, huge save going into half-time.
Great forward play from Kerolin as well, going back across the defensive line. And then in hindsight, when she watches that again, she'll wish she had just placed the ball the other side of Ndozi. We're into 3 minutes of added time.
Definitely, I think it was on there at that near post. Could she keep it low and hard? She doesn't. She opts to try and find the opposite side of the goal, and Ndozi had read it.
Jeglert's the Swede who managed Denmark at Euro 2025. Winning the WSL in his first season in charge would be quite an achievement. Here's Hemp, who just loves those darting runs, doesn't she? Even from deep. Olislagers now, with a couple of minutes to go in this first half. Haley, nice ball into Sankovic. It comes to Kirby, lovely touch, Haley! Oh, there's the equaliser! I thought the opportunity might have gone and that she should have taken the shot first time. But Madison Haley did take her time and finds the bottom corner. And in added time of this first half, despite Man City's dominance really, Brighton are level. It's Brighton 1, Man City 1.
Wow, what a team move that was from Brighton. They've got the players to create it, and Seiki there does so well to win the ball. And then here it's all about patience and being aware of where your teammates are. Haley there, into Kankajic. Kirby there, fantastic vision. Weight of pass into the path of Haley, who fires it low and hard into the back bottom corner, but Fran Kirby, what awareness. And there, Haley's only got one thing in her mind, sees the space open up. And Yamashita wrong-footed, fantastic from Brighton.
Well, the American ties the game at 1 each. And actually, by pausing slightly on the shot, it actually made all the Man City defenders kind of run across her and actually leave space for the ball to go into the bottom corner.
Yeah, I think that layoff from Fran Kirby was unbelievable. Just to stay calm in that moment, the quality of layoff, the vision to know that Haley's there at the edge of the box, and then, as you say, Haley just pauses a second and then finds the space in the opposite side of the net.
So a happier half-time team talk from Dario Vidicic. And Andre Jeglerts will be frustrated. He doesn't need to hit the panic button, of course, because he's seen his team dominate, but they shouldn't be level. That's what he'll be thinking.
Yeah, I think they'll be frustrated. They haven't gone and kicked on and killed this game off in the opening 15 minutes, to be honest. But credit to Brighton, the way they started, you thought it was only going one way this game, but they've dug deep. They've had to almost survive the stress test of not having the ball, being put under so much pressure, but continuing to play in the way that Dario wants them to play, and they've got the rewards at the end of the first half.
A really entertaining 45 minutes. It was a frantic start to the first half, with Man City creating chances even in the opening 30 seconds. But Kerolin here, the Brazilian international, put City a lead inside the opening 5 minutes. City missed a few chances after that, but Brighton kept on plugging away. And Madison Haley equalised in added time. Really entertaining watch. Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Man City 1 at half-time. But the way Man City started the first half, would you expect the same, Jenna Scalacci, in this second?
Yeah, I think they'll start on the front foot again, put Brighton under pressure from the off, and you'd hope that Brighton will start stronger than they did in that first half and take confidence from the goal just before half-time.
So here is Sankovic to McLaughlin getting her first touch.
McLaughlin would have been watching on in that first half. She knows she's going to be up for a tough test with Hemp and Greenwood getting forward.
Hasegawa had Kasparai bursting down the right-hand side. Couldn't use her in the end, but Man City, as we've seen so often, happy to keep possession and go for the patient build-up. Hasegawa forwards, looking for Bunny Shaw. Using her strength and backing up the ball. Ricochets to Blinkhill to Brown, and Hasegawa gets underneath it. Caitlin Hayes had blocked the shot in many ways, and Hasegawa lofting it over the bar.
Yeah, Bunny Shaw here just showing that strength that she has. Brushes defender off of her and bodies again. I think Hayes just does enough there. Gets out quickly, engages with Fujino and forces the shot over.
Good defensive work there from Kinak. Getting a headed interception in, stop the ball coming to Kirby, but Kirby releasing Seike. Seike from a tight end. Oh, what a goal that is! And what a match we have now. And Seike has now scored in 4 Barclays WSL matches in a row. None will feel as good as that one, I'm sure.
Well, it's all about the pass from Fran Kirby again. Unbelievable pass. Here you see she just picks up a pocket of space, receives the ball on the turn, and then spots the space in between Greenwood and Hasegawa. And there it's all about Seike. It's a really, really tight angle. She's got a lot to do. Perfectly weighted pass, and then she just fires it into that near post between the keeper and the post, and Hasegawa can't do much about it because of the pace on the shot, but fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I think she gets fingertips to it, but the power alone takes it into the back of the net, and what a start from Brighton.
8th goal of the Barclays WSL season for Kiko Seike. 29-year-old Japanese international. Joined Brighton in 2024. And that was an absolute cracker.
Got to add there that that came from a goal kick that Andozi's taken. She's gone long, she's not played it out from the back. She's recognised that they were under pressure.
At the other end, here comes Fujino, and what a match we've got on now. Man City just need 2 wins from their closing 3 matches to win the title. And they find themselves behind here at Brighton. What a prospect we've got now for the neutral. Hemp twisting and turning, but Brighton just a little bit quicker, a little bit more aggressive into the tackle. Here's Carolyn, who put Man City ahead inside the first 5 minutes. Greenwood well up the pitch. We know that she's capable of delivering a great ball in from that left-hand side. Kinak to Hasegawa and Jade Rose. There's the as it stands table, and a defeat today was not in the Manchester City plan.
I think given the way they started this game, Man City, they should never be 2-1 down as it stands. They've got that quality to be able to kill games off and convert the chances that they've made. We've seen 9 shots in the first half, only 2 on target. Probably not good enough for a team of this calibre, and ultimately they've been punished by Brighton, who have come out and taken their chance.
So plenty for Andre Jeglerts to think about all of a sudden. And Man City give the ball away again this time to Venegas and Sankovic, and you can just tell the body language of the Brighton players is much more positive now. This would be a great scalp. Here's Seike again. Hemp has come to help Greenwood, which is a sign of how dangerous Man City consider Seike to be. Seike and McLaughlin might well be a more formidable duo down this right-hand side than KK and Rule. Seike and Rule, sorry.
Yeah, Hemp there having to work back, do the defensive part, help her teammate out. So as you say, McLaughlin had got very high there to link up with Seike out on the right-hand side. Seike getting more and more involved in this game. She has been the main threat for this Brighton team this season. 7 goals, well 8 goals now, including the one she's just scored. So I think from a Brighton point of view, you want her on the ball and in and around that penalty area as much as possible.
Here's Kirby. Kirby to Seike again. Greenwood scampering across. What can Seike do this time? Good defensive play from Greenwood. It's worth repeating that Man City have won all 6 of their away games in the Barclays WSL against Brighton by an aggregate score of 27-4. So Brighton really turning the tables. Big shout for a penalty from the home side. Referee Megan Wilson turns away, not interested in that at all. And now she gives a free kick to Man City.
Yeah, I think that shouts more came from the fans rather than Hayley. She's got up quite quickly, but really good work back to goal there. Great first touch, and here you see she just turns knack. I think it was Blinkilda Brown there that got the touch. Did she get a touch on the foot? She's played the ball first. It's a
that goes into the you've seen them given box, doesn't it?
You have seen them given.
I think in fairness the referee may well have got that one right, but equally you wouldn't have necessarily argued too much if it had been given.
Yeah, great play from Hayley there. Back to goal is probably her strength there, that ability to spin defenders, hold the ball up.
Brighton look re-energised, don't they? Whatever Dario Vidicic said to them at half-time has clearly worked. It's absolute chalk and cheese, isn't it? The first 5-10 minutes of the first half compared to the first 7 or 8 here in this second half.
Yeah, and I mentioned it earlier for that. We'll come back to it after this.
Here's Fagino, though, for City. Carolyn in the centre. Fagino may go it alone. She's got space, gives it to Hemp. It's pushed away in the end by the Brighton defence. I wonder if Fagino should have taken a shot herself there, Jenna.
Yeah, I just don't think it was ever on for Fagino. I think, look at the Brighton bodies that have got back. They've busted a gut. I think there were 6 shirts at the end of the move. There you see Fagino driving into the space. Cuts inside. You almost want the shot to be taken there, but she's waiting for that extra yards. And then by the time it gets to Hemp, there's 6 blue and white shirts in front of her. It's a crowded box to be able to shoot through. Seems to be a bit of hunger about this Brighton team now, going forwards as well as defensively.
Asagawa, great lofted ball across to Hemp. Hemp will take on McLaughlin, gets towards the byline. Well cut out in the centre by, I think, Kirby, but it's going to go behind for a corner. It was Simons, actually, with the clearance behind. Here's Kirsten Kasperaj to deliver this corner in. And there's absolutely no need for Man City to worry at this stage, but I think they have all been caught by surprise here to be behind. Kasperaj with the delivery. Doesn't get past the first player at the near post. Man City under a bit more pressure now. Kasperaj. Good defending again, this time from Oleslagers.
Yeah, good. Brighton have got that fight about them, haven't they? They're not giving up anything, throwing their bodies in the way to get the blocks in. And they're going to make it very, very difficult for Man City to break them down.
Yeah, Brighton, I think the manager has said, well, look, the game is there for you. You managed to grab that equaliser just before half-time. Let's go and win it now. Kasperaj. Second corner in quick succession. Delivery not great again. And Hayes heads it away. And here's Kirby. Kirby will just get rid of the ball for the time being.
Was really panicked there by Kirby, quite uncharacteristic. I don't think there was need to give it straight back.
Oh, that's gone astray from Simons, and here's Bunny Shaw bursting through. And she tries to find Fagino, and that's really good defensive work by Venegas. Well, this is so open now, isn't it? Free kick given there to Brighton. Blinkilda Brown, too strong with the challenge.
Yeah, I think Fran Kirby may breathe a sigh of relief, because this move started from giving the ball away higher up the pitch, and there you see again, seen it time and time again, Bunny Shaw just bursting through past defenders, and it was Venegas who continued her run, was aware of the danger on her shoulder, and manages to cut the cross out.
Ball goes long, but straight to Yamashita. Another stat to throw at you with relevance is that Man City have won 16 of their last 18 WSL games when they've taken the lead at any stage in a match. So you don't often come from behind against Manchester City. So Brighton looking to break a couple of stats hoodoos here. Manami back to Nadozi in the vivid orange kit. And to Hayes. Just in front of Hayes, actually. Brighton continuing with this strategy of playing it short at the back. Kirby back to Simons. Good, neat interplay again from Brighton, and they look a lot more confident in this second half. Sankovic. Oh, this is great stuff from Brighton at the moment. Oh, Haley maybe a touch fortunate to win the free kick because she definitely lost possession.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think the ball got away from Haley, but really, really great footballing being played by Brighton here in possession. It's just 1-2 touch. It's like it's off the training ground, passing and moving. Players know where their teammates are. And there it's just broken down because Kirby, again at the heart of it, just pulling the strings in the midfield area. So much better from Brighton. You've got to give credit to them because I thought they were down and out within 15 minutes, the way they started the game, and almost chaotic from a defensive point of view, but they've clawed in, they've had to dig deep, and now they find themselves 2-1 up against Man City.
Mary Fowler was getting ready to come on for Man City shortly, it looked like. It's a Brighton free kick. Kirby looking for Haley, but too much on it. And that might be the opportunity for Fowler to come on. It will be interesting to see who she replaces, because will it be Man City moving to a slightly or an even more attacking formation, or just like for like at this stage? Fowler coming on for Carolyn. So the goal scorer, who is on a yellow card as well, we should remember, taken off pretty early in this second half. But the experience of Mary Fowler, even though she's only 23, it feels like she's been around a long, long time.
Doesn't it? Another exciting young player, huge talent. An example of the depth that Man City do have within their squad. Carolyn been a bit quiet in this second half. Thought she was quite influential in the first half.
Mary Fowler had an ACL injury at around about this time last year. She returned in February, and she's on the ball straight away towards Shaw. Offside flag goes out. But yeah, I mean, it seems crazy to describe a 23-year-old as being experienced, but she has 69 international caps, Mary Fowler, for Australia. It's not been Bunny Shaw's afternoon so far, actually, if I can be risky enough to put that out there.
They've not had too many clear-cut chances. I think Brighton have managed her well after that nervy opening 5 or 10 minutes. She certainly had the service, but I think when she's at the ball, Brighton are aware of it.
Haley's bursting through here on the end of a great long ball. Yamashita does well. I think Jade Rose was just caught on her heels a little bit there by Haley. And Brighton have been the better side in this second half, no doubt about it.
It's a really teasing ball over the back line of the Man City defensive line, and it lands in a really awkward play. Yamashita, she comes for it. It's a good starting position, to be fair, for Yamashita, and she's got to be brave. She's got to stand tall and firm, and gets the block in from Haley, who'd got the better of the two centre-backs of Man City.
So a bit of indecision at the back from Man City, but their goalkeeper comes to the rescue. It was a brilliant through ball, I think, from Caitlin Hayes, wasn't it?
I think what Brighton have done better this second half, they've recognised when it's on to start playing across the back line, and when it's on, there's nothing wrong with going over the top Route 1 football, because every time they've done it, they've had success. So I think they've recognised it wasn't working so much in the first half, and they've adapted slightly.
An hour gone. Brighton lead. Another long ball. Kanak needs to get a shift on. Seike, well, referee gives a foul. A yellow card has been issued somewhere. May well have been for dissent. We'll come back to that, but Kanak was dallying a bit there at the back for City. dallying a bit there at the back for City.
Well, it's that ball over the top that's causing a bit of confusion and uncertainty for the back line. This time it's Nat caught in two minds. CK's coming, putting her under a lot of pressure there, gets her arm across her. I think Nat will be thankful the contact was made, because I'm not sure she was in control of that situation.
You're a defender yourself, Jenna. Are they the worst? Are they the worst balls to deal with when you've been turned and you know the ball's coming over your shoulder?
Absolutely. When you're facing your own goal and you've got the attackers breathing down your neck, they're really tough to deal with. And I think Brighton have recognised that now, that Man City are not dealing well with those balls over the top.
Kanak again. Back to Yamashita and Hasegawa. The Man City plan coming into this was to win today and then seal the title with a win against Liverpool on home soil next weekend. Here's Fujino. Oh, it's a good save. It was actually too close, really, wasn't it, to Nadozi from Fujino's point of view.
Yeah, she did well. It was Mary Fowler this time, just bursting through the centre of the pitch, and Fujino takes it on herself, keeps it low, drives it low, but Nadozi there gets down really, really early and makes the save. Comfortable save in the end for Nadozi.
Well, what a different complexion this match has at the moment. We think Frank Kirby was booked for a bit of dissent earlier on. And Kanak might be caught here again by Seike. Oh, this was the replay, sorry. My goodness, I thought that was happening. Happening a second time. You can see there, it's a replay of just the yellow card being shown to Kirby in the foreground. She must have been complaining about the free kick being given against Seike.
I think Brighton, they've got the momentum here, haven't they? They've got the better of Man City. These are the moments that they've got to make count.
McLaughlin will do that well to keep that one in. Goes out for a Man City throw-in into the closing half hour or so. Suddenly it's the Man City defenders who are just looking a little bit edgy at times. The game has turned around on its head. Man City have only had the 2 defeats this season. One of them was right back on the opening day at Chelsea, the opening night of the season. It was a Friday night, I remember it well. They lost at Arsenal in February. But this would be a big shock. It would keep the title race alive. Man City would still be strong favourites, but Arsenal players and fans watching this will be energised. It's kind of uncharted territory, this, in a way, for Jegler. Do you know what I mean? You lose at Chelsea on the opening night, you lose at Arsenal in February. This is a very different kettle of fish for him to be dealing with, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different test that these players probably haven't had to deal with so much this season. They don't find themselves in these positions often. Usually it's them ahead and teams are chasing them. I don't think there's any need to panic or, you know, hit that panic button. They've got a lot of quality out there, a lot of leaders.
Haley to Kirby, back to Seike. Seike gets free and Haley's inside. What a soul! It was a save at first, but Haley has forced the ball in. What a story developing here. Brighton are 3-1 up. Yamashita did all that she could, really. But Haley has managed to bundle the ball over the line. And Andre Jeglerts, with his side on the verge of sealing the Barclays WSL title, are in trouble here.
Well, it was Seike against Nak again, wasn't it? Haley, fantastic. Cushions the ball down, and there's Seike just using her strength, does so well. You think Yamashita's done enough there, and then Haley with the follow-up, she reacts first with the header. Here you see the save, Haley takes the touch, fires it into Yamashita, and then the deflection. She gets up, she's strong, gets taller, she's taller than the defenders and fires it in. Fantastic from Haley.
That is brilliant forward play. When you saw it again on the replay, she just out-muscles Kasparai. In fact, Man City really would have preferred it to be another defender over Kasparai because she's not the tallest back there, but I'm not sure it would have made much difference. Hayley, just from a standing start, just says, right, this is mine. I'm putting the ball in the net.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what you want from your forward players, putting your body on the line, giving everything just to get a touch on the ball. That's your instinct. Fantastic play. And she was at the start of the move as well with that really classy cushioning the ball down to Kirby.
Well, what can Man City pull out of the fire here? And that combination between Hayley, Kirby, Seike, which it only created half chances in the first half, but they are alive in this second half. And here come Brighton again. Sankovic. Olislager's over on that left-hand side. Has to slow things down a bit. Sankovic into Hayley, who's on a hat-trick, remember now. Back to Simons, the captain. And this must be one of the best performances these Brighton fans have seen here at Broadfield Stadium this season.
Well, we said there'd be goals at the top of the show. I don't think either of us thought it would be going in Brighton's favour.
Still a quarter of the match to go, though. But Man City seem a bit shell-shocked. Ball given away again. That's superb play from Hasegawa. She was almost bundled off the ball by Hayley, but she stays on her feet, keeps possession. Hayes puts the ball out of play. Well, no surprise, Man City are having to make more changes here. Kasparai being withdrawn for Iman Bene. So that is an attacking move. And then Grace Clinton coming on for Blinkilde Brown. Grace Clinton, of course, coming in from Manchester United last summer. Jess Park going the other way. Can they lift Man City? Bunny Shaw towards Greenwood, onto Hemp. Confirmation of the subs in the corner there. Kanak. Bit of time on the ball for Kanak. Grace Clinton just on the corner of the area there, at the top of your picture. So Andre Jegler's having to roll the dice and try something different.
Yeah, Clinton not had too many minutes, too many starts in this Man City squad, but what an opportunity to come on and turn this tie around.
Sankovic. Venegas almost caught in possession, but that's good strength from Venegas, wins the free kick. So Man City would stay on 49 points at the top of the Barclays WSL. Here you see it, Chelsea 9 points behind with 3 games to go, but it's Arsenal really with an extra 2 games in hand. And it'll be 3 games in hand on City at the end of the afternoon. Let's see this moment again for Brighton. She really does force her way through there, Hayley, absolutely brilliantly.
She does, and there you see just her strength, just to almost rush Kasparai off to make sure no one's getting in the way of her and the ball.
And look at that, that was a team talk that Alex Greenwood, the Man City captain, was having with her team after that goal went in. Well, this would be a bump along the road, wouldn't it, for Man City? To go back to the league table, it still really... It still massively favours Man City. Let's not get too carried away with this. But if you look at Arsenal there, they've got 5 games to go. If they were to win all 5 of those, they would go to 53 points. Now, Man City, as things stand, have a much better goal difference than Arsenal. So if you like, Man City would probably still only need 4 points from their last 2 games to tie Arsenal on 53 and win the league on goal difference. But as I said earlier, this wasn't part of the plan. They were coming here to win today and then seal the title with another win next weekend at home against Liverpool.
Yeah, look, I think they've got themselves in a position where today won't determine too much going forwards. There's still opportunities in their hands to get the job done. It just won't be done as quickly. But I think given the way they started this game, they should never be in this situation now where they might potentially lose 3 points. They were in total control, created so many chances, but just lacked that clinical edge, which they've had all season.
Kirby chasing another ball, but Kanak is there to deal with it. We should also mention, by the way, that Brighton, this would give them a chance of matching last season's 5th place finish as well. But here come Man City. Charging forwards is Bene, Iman Bene. Well, wonderful run. And then a misjudged pass at the end of it.
Nami read it.
Sorry, yeah, just the 19-year-old from Switzerland. Brazilian descent as well. So Bene looking to give Man City a bit of impetus.
Yeah, really strong, positive run. It was just that final end product, that final pass, but Manami read it really well, cut up past the Bunny Shaw. Could have been a vital interception. You don't want Bunny Shaw picking up the ball in those areas, but yeah, positive from the young player, Bini.
Man City perfectly capable of scoring goals in quick-fire fashion. Here's Hem. That's a dangerous-looking ball. Just went over the head of Fowler. Kirby did absolutely brilliantly there to hold the ball up and lay it off to Seike.
Kirby, I think she goes the work rate, the efforts, those little touches. I think they go unnoticed. She's such a classy player and been at the heart of everything for Brighton going forwards. Just really intricate play in those midfield areas, linking up. Fantastic, she's been exceptional.
You would think still about 20 minutes to go, including the added time. Asagawa, here's Shaw. Bene was on the run, but Shaw couldn't get the ball away to her on the right-hand side and has to come deep. Looking for Fowler. Fowler, was she being held? I think it was a bit 50-50. Only as far as Greenwood, and now Hemp. Hemp into the area, makes space. The acceleration of Hemp is absolutely extraordinary from a standing start.
Oh, it really is, and she knows when to slow the game down. She knows when to switch on the pace and to beat the defender. That was good defending again. I think it was Hayes at the near post. They look a lot more organised in the second half, Brighton, defensively.
Man City attacking their band of supporters behind that goal in the light blue shirts, you can see there. So corner will come in. Looks like it's going to be an in-swinger from Clinton. Right on, and in fact over the keeper. And the players from both sides looking at the referee. Looks like another corner has been given, has it? Or is Ndozi coming over here to collect the ball? It's going to be a goal kick, I think.
Goal kick. I think she came for it, Ndozi. She's done enough.
Came offshore, didn't it, in the end?
Yeah.
Well, it's all a lot more nervy for Man City than we were expecting. No doubt about that. Dozie has more than played her part for Brighton. She's pulled off some good saves at important moments in the first half. Brighton under pressure again. Hayes does well, and there's Ndozi once more. Keeps the ball in as well.
It's that ball over the top again, causing chaos for the Brighton backline this time, and you saw the minute it went over the heads of the defenders, Firgino and Bunny Shaw had switched up the pace and were putting pressure on imminently, and Ndozi again, excellent, alert to the threat.
Haley wins a free kick for her side. And these are all important moments. Free kick means just another few seconds go by. So strong, so powerful, and so brave, especially with that second goal of hers. Vidicic must be on cloud nine. His heart must be going pitter-patter, because this would be a big win personally for him as well as his club. Venegas on the left-hand side. Going to win a corner for Brighton. The Brighton fans enjoying themselves in the sunshine. It's a long diagonal ball across to Venegas that gave them this corner opportunity. Taken by Kirby. Kirby right towards Yamashita. In fact, I think it may have come off Maisie Simon's back. Wow. Confusion in the 6-yard box from Man City's point of view. And a fourth goal would absolutely see this match off. Great delivery from Kirby. Brighton make sure they're not caught on the break, and this time Haley goes all the way back to her keeper. I'll be interested to see exactly how that ball managed to ricochet inside the 6-yard box from that corner. Fairly certain it came off the back of Simons, the Brighton skipper. Hemp does well, turns, tries to get the ball down the line to Greenwood, but Hayes is there. Well, you can't take your eyes off this one at the moment. Fowler ahead of Clinton. Kanak moving into the area. Greenwood gets the cross in, evades everyone.
Just not falling for Man City, that final ball, is it? Again, you see Greenwood high up the pitch in advanced position. And the cross evades everyone. Brighton defenders in the attacking line of Man City. They've got to remain patient. They can't get frustrated, Man City. Got to keep prodding and probing.
Sankovic has got a problem here. Might just be a bit of cramp. I think she thought she was going to be able to stand up and walk away, but she's gone down once more. And Jenna, when you look back at that opening 5 or 10 minutes, it's unbelievable that we're here at Man City 3-1 down.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it was Brighton just being their own worst enemies, couldn't keep control of the ball, kept sloppy mistakes across the back line, loose passes into Man City, and ultimately they were then punished by the Caroline goal. But then Man City never really kicked on from that. The mistakes kept coming, but Man City couldn't kill the game off in those early moments. It looked like it was going to be one-way traffic, but I think the timing of the second goal, the confidence that goal gave this Brighton team going in at half-time was perfect timing to then allow the manager to get around his players, set the game plan, make adjustments, and they're not playing out from the back so much in this second half. They're not playing into the hands of Man City and that press. They're going long. They're causing problems when they're going long, and they've got their rewards. And Haley's been fantastic. I thought Kirby, I mentioned, I thought she's been fantastic. The link-up play between the forwards and Seike has been unbelievable, getting the better of Nak every time they're in a battle.
All about game management, as they say, for Brighton now. Can they navigate this closing 10+ minutes? Sankovic, pleased to say, gets to her feet. We'll see whether maybe she might be taken off just as a precaution here. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen, just to keep the legs fresh out there for these last 10 or 15 minutes. So Sankovic's work has been done. But every Brighton player really has played their part after such a shaky start. Serbian international coming off. And it's Nadina Nordam who replaces Sankovic. And another change for Man City. Laura Coombs coming on for Fujino. So these are the last rolls of the dice, really, for Man City. They do probably have one more change up their sleeve if they need it. So what's going to happen in these closing stages? Can Man City salvage something from an afternoon that started so promisingly? Coombs gets her first touch only as far as Venegas, who wanted a foul, doesn't get one. Bene takes the throw in quickly. Fowler trying to find Shaw, but Hayes intercepts. Hayes has been strong at the back in this second half especially.
There's a sense of urgency here. The Man City now moving the ball quickly. They know they've got to turn this tie around.
Given plenty of space. A number of times Hemp has got past the fullback. Might be disappointed occasionally with her delivery. Here she goes again. Seike this time. Look at that. Seike showing some great defensive work.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant from Brighton defensively, and Hayes there just trying on the second attempt to get that delivery in. It's blocked out again.
Clinton with another corner from this side. Waiting for options. There's a bit of physical stuff going on in the area, but Clinton's corner comes in. Nadozie doesn't quite get the punch right. Very optimistic chance for a penalty from behind that goal. Not from too many of the players, it has to be said. Comes out to Bene. And Nadozie is there again.
Good from Nadozie, she's read it really well. She's come out early to the top of the box to claim it. Take any uncertainty across the back line out.
Bene quickly there on the press up towards Clinton and Shaw. Shaw needs to try and work this ball into the area or win a corner. A throw-in will suffice.
You've got to say, Brighton, every time that Bunny Shaw's got the ball, they're not allowing her any time at all on the ball. There's a defender just hunting her down every time the ball is at her feet. They know they can't allow her any time or space on the ball, and so far they've managed her very well.
I think the referee has overruled the assistant here. The assistant definitely flagged for a Man City throw, but it's been given Brighton's way by the boss. And that means Venegas can just let a few more seconds go by. Clinton does well. In quickly on Haley. Wins a free kick for her side. And Greenwood trots across to take this. And this will be going into the mixer, as they used to say. Plenty of black shirts in the area, or just on the outside of it. In they go now. Free kick comes in. Nadozie says, that's mine. Exactly what Brighton need at the moment, isn't it, from their goalkeeper? Authoritative. Nordam on as a substitute, back to Kirby. Superb ball from Kirby. Brighton will feel they can still get another, with Man City having to throw more bodies forward. Hayes, I think, was looking for Kirby, but Kirby wasn't ready for it.
Well, that was Nat, centre-back for Man City, almost playing as the number 9.
So Yamashita has been beaten 3 times this afternoon, which is a rarity. It's going to come to Coombs, one of the substitutes for City. Back to Bene, who's seen a lot of the ball since coming on. Bene threading it through for Shaw. Shot on the first time turn. And out of nothing, really, we see it time and time again. Bunny Shaw fashions a goal where other players couldn't. And she's pulled one back. We've got just over 5 minutes to go, and it's Brighton 3, Man City 2.
Game on. Bunny Shaw, it doesn't matter if it's how it goes in, if it's pretty or not, does really well. Great run She knows the angle's tight, she knows the defender's on her. She knows she doesn't have a lot of time, and that instinct hits it first time, making the run to the near post there. She's got her hand up, she can feel the defender and just flashes it past Ndozi into the opposite corner. Drags her team back into the race.
I think strap yourself in again. It's going to get a bit frenetic in these last few minutes. But really, it's how soon, how early Shaw takes the shot, isn't it? Catches everybody off guard. Meanwhile, Haley at the other end. Yamashita was brave there to stand up to the on-rushing Haley.
Yeah, it was a very tight angle for Bunny Shaw, but she knows, she's got that vision, she can sense the defenders on her, she knows she doesn't got time, she's got to take it first time, gets enough contact.
Benet trying to find Shaw again, goal number 19 of the Barclays WSL season, by the way, for Bunny Shaw. How much would you love to grab number 20 this afternoon and grab Man City at least a draw? What do you do now if you're Brighton, if you're Dario Vidicic? Is it just hang on or just try and keep playing as you have been in this second half?
I think they've got to be disciplined now defensively. You've got to protect and try and manage this game out. Need your leaders on the pitch, and Dozy leading from the back, and then when they are in those attacking moments, they've got to be sensible and patient with the ball.
And you've always got Haley, who will charge down everything at the front for Brighton and get on the end of any breaks you can fashion. Meanwhile, Shaw trying to chase that ball down. She does not like losing, Bunny Shaw. Doesn't happen very often at club level for her. So we're going to have a few changes for Brighton. Carla Camacho and Rosa Kafaji coming on. Kirby and Seike, the players to go off. So it's hold what we have now for Brighton. And fresh legs, a bit more energy out there because Seike and Kirby have both ran themselves into the ground. So Man City facing their own goal. Now to Hasegawa. Benet. Benet has had some influence, hasn't she, since coming on?
Yeah, she's been very direct.
We haven't had many stoppages, have we, in this second half, Jenna? There was a bit of cramp, wasn't there, for Sankovic, but not much more than that. So I don't think we're going to have more than a few minutes. Plenty of substitutions, of course. But Man City do still have a few minutes beyond the 90, you would think, to try and grab an equaliser. A half chance for Man City with the flag staying down because Bunny Shaw was coming the other way. As Jenna said, that's Kanak, the centre-back, playing as a makeshift number 9. Andre Yegler still trying to encourage his team. There is still something to play for here and to try and grab at the end of this match. Thinking about the stoppages, there was also the stoppage, wasn't there, for the clash between Haley and I think the goalkeeper, wasn't it, earlier on? But either way, it is longer than I was expecting. It's 7 added minutes. Shaw gets the flick on. Man City will throw everything at this. Confusion, though, allows Brighton to regain possession. Simons to Nordam. They fashioned this really well, Brighton. They could win it here. Well, anything could happen in this added time. Brighton really could have won the match.
Kavaji there just couldn't get the ball out of her feet. Great play by the substitute to regain the ball, and here it's just patient again. Really good vision, and there she just can't get the ball out of her feet. Gets the shot off, but nothing to trouble Yamashita. As you say, Brighton not scared to still go for it.
Free kick goes Brighton's way. I'm sure Madison Haley is on the bench wishing that that chance had fallen to her just a few moments ago. Well, he'll be nervous, he'll be excited, he'll be so proud of the way his team have played, especially in the second half. It was crucial, wasn't it, though, for Brighton to get that equaliser on the stroke of half-time. Long towards Camacho, who does really well to keep the ball in, battling with Jade Rose.
I think City in this second half, they've really struggled defensively against that energy and the power of the Brighton front line, especially the balls over the top, have caused them real issues.
Now, Rose and Camacho were both struggling and down for a few moments there, but play goes on. Venegas down the left-hand side. Might be a bit soon to take it to the corner flag, but they'll certainly take their time over everything now, Brighton. And they have earned that position. Venegas over there again. And they are going to try and hold it in the corner. Got 5 minutes to go yet. But Man City get the throw in. Benet trying to steal a few yards, more than a few yards, and being sent back by the referee. It takes the few yards back again. We see that so often, don't we?
I think the referee gave up there.
Just going to do it again here, Benet, taking a good few strides before releasing the ball. Haley actually still out there. I think I said earlier that she was on the bench, but it was Kirby and Seike who were taken off. Haley very much still out on the pitch. Here's Hemp. Can't make anything happen with the ball, but wins the ball back from Kafaji brilliantly. Lauren Hemp. Ball comes in over everyone. McLaughlin will surely just boot this ball away. Almost like a rugby union fullback kicking the ball into touch and just getting a bit of territory. Yamashita to Hasegawa. Cleared away by Venegas. Haley has dropped into kind of a number 10 position, really, although she'll use her strength defensively as well if needed, I'm sure. Talking of Shaw, here is Bunny Shaw across to Hemp. Left-footed, clip ball in, off the head of Fowler.
You almost wanted Bunny Shaw there to be the one to get the contact.
Well, Nadozie, I'm not sure she took the right decision there. She was desperate for the ball to run out over the line, has ended up having to give away a corner just to protect herself.
Yeah, that's not what you want in the closing minutes of the game. She'd come out, found herself in no man's land, and then had to carry it on.
Well, she might have to fix her own mistake here, because she would fancy this corner will be going right on the head of Nadozie. From Greenwood, Yamashita's up! And it was Yamashita who got the header in. Nadozie alive to it. What drama at the end of this match.
She appeared out of nowhere, Yamashita. The run to the near post was a fantastic one. It was a glancing header. There you see, she loses her defender, no one marking her. Not even sure if it's the slightest of touches, I think. Maybe off her back.
Yeah, you're right, off the back, I think.
But how she's got into that position and not been noticed with that top on, beyond me.
Fluorescent yellow into the hands of fluorescent orange there. Well, it's almost like it's a relegation battle sending the keeper up, but it just shows you that Man City are desperate not to lose this match. They don't need to win the match. They don't really even need to draw it, but they just don't want the defeat against their name. Good to see Haley getting back on her feet. She has had such a strong match, particularly second half, it has to be said.
Yeah, she's been the difference out there, I think. Real presence up top, but not only going forwards, I think the work off the ball that she's done for her team, that hold-up play, bringing her teammates in, and then, you know, that clinicalness in the second half when her team needed it the most. She's popped up and has been the difference.
Still a few minutes to go, you would imagine. Greenwood's header is a weak one. And Brighton have possession, looking for Camacho. They can't commit too many players forward here, Brighton, and be caught on the break. Good defending from McLaughlin high up the pitch. Otherwise, Hemp would have been away, and it's a Brighton throw-in, in fact. Will have to go beyond the 97 minutes, you would think, because of Haley receiving that treatment within added time. McLaughlin to Camacho, and here's Kafaji. Strong defending from Greenwood. Wins the goal kick. One or two opportunities left only for Man City now. Yamashita looks for Shaw. And Venegas will be asked to just take this ball into the corner and hold on to it. Brighton retain possession. Man City badly need to get hold of the ball if they can. It's a Brighton throw. And time is running out now for the champions-elect. Referee Megan Wilson won't have much more time to add, you wouldn't think. Camacho is not going to do anything with the ball, and apart from hold on to it by the corner flag. She concedes a Man City free kick, and Benet. Well, the full-time whistle goes, and that was not in the script at all for Man City, especially having taken a lead inside 5 minutes. But all credit to Brighton. They've come back from a goal down to win 3-2 against the champions-elect, and Madison Haley with 2 great goals. The second one really brave, really strong. And it gives Brighton a brilliant win against Manchester City. Gives Brighton a chance of matching their 5th place finish in the Barclays WSL last season. But Manchester City's title win will have to wait a little bit longer. It finishes Brighton and Hove Albion 3, Manchester City 2. Well, what a match to try and sum up, because for anybody who missed the first 15 minutes, for example, we're not over-egging it to say that Manchester City were almost completely dominant, weren't they? And Brighton were in disarray. So to see these scenes now with Brighton players and fans celebrating is really quite something.
It is. I think, if we're being honest, I think Man City should have probably had the game wrapped up within 20 minutes. The way that they started with relentless energy, relentless pressure, and they were forcing Brighton into their own mistakes. And you could only see this game going one way. But credit to Brighton, after going 1-0 down, they kept themselves in it. They had to suffer, they had to sacrifice a lot of ball, and it was really difficult for them. But before half-time, they scored a really, really important goal. The timing was immaculate, and it gave, you know, the team a chance to regroup, the coach to get around his team, adjust some tactics, and they came out like a different team, and they played to their strengths, which was in there, getting Haley on the ball, getting Kirby on the ball, and Seike on the ball. They turned the back line of Man City time and time again, and that's where they had their success. And they've come out and they ended the game the better team in my eyes.
Well, an important team talk being given here by Andre Jeglerts. There is no need for Man City to panic. The league title still very much in their hands, but but it does give Arsenal, in particular, an opening. And he's only had to give a team talking defeat twice before this season, before today, in the Barclays WSL. You can see from the stats, Man City far more shots, but actually clear-cut chances, 4 each. Look at the number of clearances there from Brighton, 37 to 13. When they had to defend, they did, especially in the second half. First half, they were pretty edgy at the back, Brighton, on occasions, but second half, they were really solid. So let's take a look at the best bits from the match. And this was really early on, 4 minutes gone. Carolyn putting Manchester City ahead. There was a slight deflection on her shot, but I'm not sure it made too much of a difference. And this had come, hadn't it, Jenna, after it was in the first 30 seconds Man City had a chance. So at this stage, Brighton were all over the place, really.
Yeah, it was. It was from playing out the back. Brighton were adamant in doing that, and Man City were punishing them time and time again.
Great play from Lauren Hemp and a wonderful touch from Bunny Shaw. And when you look back on that, at 2-0 at that point with Man City dominant, we could have had a very different result here today.
Yeah, that was a big chance for Bunny Shaw. 9 times out of 10, she puts them away.
This was the first opportunity for Brighton. The goalkeeper Yamashita doing brilliantly there, because this shot has a deflection on it off the foot of Jade Rose. And then this was the goal. Hayley just taking a moment and slotting it home.
It was a really well worked goal, team goal. Seike again at the heart of it, winning the ball back. And then from there, Hayley almost starts the move. Really good play. All the attacking players involved in it. And here, for me, a classic touch from Kirby. And Hayley just slows the game down, takes a moment, and finds the space at the far post. And
that equaliser was in first half added time, and we didn't know quite how crucial that was going to turn out, because into the second half, and what a finish that was from Seike. It's one of those finishes, Jenna, when I saw it in real time, I wasn't quite sure if she'd hit the side netting or not, because it's rifled into the top of the net.
Gosh, she gets so much power, she connects with it beautifully, just fires it into the roof of the net, past Yamashita.
And a similar bit of play here, really. You think the chance has gone there, but look at the strength and just the determination from Hayley to get to that ball with her head.
Yeah, she wanted it. She wanted it more than the defenders in that moment. Gets up, puts everything behind it, takes the keeper out and gets the ball in the back of the net.
So City were pressing, brought on plenty of substitutes. But it was one of their old favourites, Bunny Shaw, on the score sheet again. Out of nothing, really. Look how quickly she takes this shot.
Yeah, a really difficult shot to execute. Got the defender sliding in.
Well, that would have been a story if Yamashita had popped up with an equaliser right at the death. But as it was, Brighton held on. Big moment for Brighton, big moment for Man City. And as we saw this post-match team talk going on out on the pitch. Man City do have to regroup now. They play Liverpool next weekend at home, a match where they may well have thought they'd seal the league title. These are the remaining fixtures this weekend. In some ways, the key fixture is actually now happening on Wednesday night when Arsenal play next. Arsenal play Leicester, and they could close the gap on Man City. They could close the gap to just 8 points, and they'd still have 2 games in hand, Arsenal, if they were to beat Leicester. So the Gunners will still be fighting for this Barclays WSL title. Man City still heavy favourites, but this defeat today, a bump in the road, no doubt about it. Only their 3rd defeat of the league season. So it's time we got some reaction, especially from the Man City camp, and their captain, Alex Greenwood, is down there speaking to our reporter, Sophie Downey.
Hi Alex, commiserations on the result today. How do you kind of reflect on that game?
Yeah, it wasn't part of the plan. This is a really good side. We knew it was going to be a tough game here. Yeah, I think the first half we had the better chances for sure. We probably should have been further ahead than we was. Obviously we let them back into the game just before half time, which is quite disappointing. And then just small details in the second half where we've just let the game get away from us, and yeah, it's disappointing, but while it's still in our hands, we'll stay really positive and look forward to next week.
When you are in such control at the start of in the first half and having those chances and they don't quite go your way, how do you keep your mentality up at half time?
Yeah, I mean that's easy, just reminders. I think we spoke about that. We said we created a lot of chances. We probably didn't create quite as much in the second half. For what reason, I'm not too sure. It would be good for us to look back at that. Yeah, we probably just lacked that little bit of grit in the final third today and in small parts of our game. But listen, I'm staying positive, and things are still in our favour. We have 2 wins, 2 cup finals, and that's the mentality now moving forward.
And I guess the timing of their 2 goals just before the break, just after the break, that really does help to swing the momentum in their favour.
Yeah, it does. It's like you said, it's the worst times you can concede the goal, and that's something we have to look at. We can't concede goals then. But yeah, we will reflect on it. Of course, now it's disappointing, it hurts, and like I said, it wasn't part of the plan. But this is football, and we'll have to move on from it quite quickly because we have a massive game next weekend against Liverpool.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about that mental reset against Liverpool. As you say, it's all very much still in your hands, so it's just about going in front of your home fans and going again.
Yeah, now it's about mentality. Who's got it in us to stand up when it's tough, and I have no doubt. I look around the dressing room and I'm completely confident in my team, in the club and the staff, and yeah, I mean, like I said, we are disappointed today. This wasn't part of the plan, but like I said, this is football, it happens. What we do now is so important to prepare for next Saturday. We look at the good stuff today because we did do some good stuff today, especially in the first half, but things where we can be a bit better as well.
Brilliant, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fighting talk, as you'd expect from Alex Greenwood, the Manchester City captain. And this is the state of play. You can see Manchester City still in control of this title race, but it has just given Arsenal a little bit of hope. You can see Arsenal have 3 games in hand now on Man City. But there we go, a surprise win today for Brighton and Hove Albion. Their best win of the season, you might say. And it finishes Brighton and Hove Albion 3, Manchester City 2. Thanks for being with us.